lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hey guys, welcome to Review on Wheels with spoilers. Today's episode we'll be doing Arrival. It's been a while since we've done an episode. We had some kind of busy schedules with work lately, but now
life happens.
Yep, we are back in full swing, as they would say. I'm Mike Ronan Fan. With us piloting is JD S3 Prototype.
I am your driver for today.
Pendus, introduce yourself.
I am Michael Senpai Pendus.
Yes, Senpai.
Priority 1. What do they want? Where are they from? You'll be reporting to me, but you'll be working with him when you're in the show.
That's what they call him, the UFO.
Senpai, could you tell us the plot of the movie?
Sure thing. So, Lois Lane and Hawkeye join forces to learn the value of communication with giant space squids from outer space.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Overall, what do you guys think of the film? What do you think of Squidbillies the movie? Because that's all I thought of. And this, what do you think of it?
I really liked it. To me, it harkened back to classic 1950s and 1960s, like nuclear paranoia science fiction, but obviously modernized it and updated it. It was a real slow burn at times, but aside from that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty clever in what it was doing and the message it was trying to convey. How about you guys?
JD?
Yeah, it was very much a slow burn.
You wanted to pass out so bad.
Dude, it was warm in that theater.
So cozy.
It was so cozy.
So cozy.
Overall, the movie's very smart. It is. Who is the director of the movie?
Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
He did Prisoners and Sicario previously, and I love both of those.
Yeah.
Those are great films.
Really good movies.
I guess he does movies that are very smart in plot.
Cerebral.
Yeah.
Me personally, I like the film, but I'm not sure I could recommend it to everyone. Almost, it's like there's parts I like about it. The cinematography is nice. The way he tells stories that I've noticed in all his films is that everything kind of comes full circle, and I think that's why he chose the pattern of the language to look all full circle. In Prisoners, there's a scene where in the beginning they introduce the daughter of Hugh Jackman, and she has this whistle. And they focus on it for a couple seconds, and I was like, why is this relevant? And then it becomes relevant later on. And in this film, what they did was, at the beginning of the film, you thought she had a daughter, she grew up,
Died
and then passed away of cancer. And then it turns out it's the future. And in that case, Amy Adams ages really well. Dr. Louise.
Dr. Louise Banks.
Yeah, Louise Banks.
Luis.
Yes, Louise.
Louise. I am Louise.
Then she hooks up with Jeremy Renner. I thought that was interesting. So she knew her future.
Mm-hmm.
She knew she would have a daughter, end up with Jeremy Renner, and then
Not bad.
he would pass. She would pass away, but telling her husband that Jeremy Renner, he left. It seems that he left them because he couldn't deal with the fact that his daughter would die, which was really sad.
It's a major spoiler alert.
Do you think?
Well, that's in the title of the show.
I know. I'm saying it. For Jeremy Renner, it was like a life spoiler alert.
Oh,
he,
spoiled.
he couldn't handle it.
Do you think she told him in the beginning, like, I got this vision that?
I think she told him like later on, because remember she got married because when they showed her having holding the baby,
Das Baby.
she had the wedding ring on, and then there's a scene with them reading her storybook in bed when she was somewhat of age, like 8 or 9.
Yeah, something.
But everything comes full circle because even the daughter, she said, I drew a picture about a show about mommy and daddy talking to animals, and it's the aliens, Squidbillies.
The heptapods.
The heptapods. So, it gets a little confusing, but it adds up in the end. What do you guys think? What was your favorite scene?
Oh, man, that's tough.
Well, of course, I think the standout scene is when she actually goes into the heptapods' atmosphere.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
In the cylinder?
Yeah, and then she goes in their atmosphere and she speaks to them. Or they speak to her with circles, and somehow she understands the language fully.
That was something that kind of bugged me.
Well, it took them months, I guess. So I was trying to decipher. All right, are they doing telekinesis with her? Because they're showing her the future.
Yeah, that was what I thought the visions were. I thought it was the aliens. You know, when she touched the screen and the alien like touched back, which I thought was probably
They did
one of
that
my
flash
favorite
white
scenes.
light.
Yeah,
I was just wondering if it was communicating to her about her future, and that's how they communicate
that's futile.
through memories of futures. Because they said that that the heptapods don't perceive time linearly.
Because of their language.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting thing. I thought they were communicating when she went into the ship and she was being hotboxed with them.
Oh yeah, the hotboxing. She's like,
Whoa, you gotta save the planet, man.
time is a flat circle.
Your past is in the future.
It would have been great if McConaughey had been in there at the same time.
Time's a flat circle.
But I think like the ink that she was absorbing the ink, that which allowed her to perceive the wait time, because it was more, she was able to communicate with them in a snap when she was in the same room as them.
Yeah. So something about the atmosphere and
the
maybe the ink, she was able to read it faster, or it was able to directly communicate better.
Yeah. I mean, I like
because I mean, it's agreeable. Like humans don't have the vocal cords to communicate with these things.
Yeah.
Because they're like whales or whatever.
Where did you come from?
You know what I was thinking of too? You remember when they had the beginning montage of her daughter growing up?
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I love you. And then all of a sudden she's like, I hate you. I wonder if she's thinking to herself, whatever, fear lost cause anyways.
Damn.
It's like, whatever. I'm going to outlive you. When?
I ain't got to pay for college.
We only have to buy 15 candles for you.
Oh.
I like the fact too that they drop hints that she was married to Jeremy Renner in the future.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you want mathematician, ask your dad. I'm like,
oh, it's that Rainier.
And what was that line about winning but not losing also?
Zero-sum game.
Yeah. What about you? What did you like about it?
Like I said, the cylinder, and when they actually finally got to communicate.
The hot box, the payoff.
The payoff, yeah. Because, like, throughout the whole entire movie, you're like, how the fuck are they finding out what they're talking about with each other? It's like talking to a dog. Like, you want the dog to do one thing, but...
Seven-leg dog.
Yeah. But you're not exactly getting your full message out there. Like, go fetch the ball. And he goes and gets the newspaper and scratches his nuts.
And it was a time span of, what, a month?
It was more than that.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a couple months.
But they mentioned it was like, I know at least a month passed.
Yeah.
But
I think they cracked the language in a month, and then they've been trying to like work on phrases in the second month. I think we caught the story jumped after they finally get the circle language.
Yeah.
We jump a month, and so we were into the second month, and that's when everything went,
Well,
down
what about
to-
you, Bendis? What did you like about the movie?
I mean, I like the creature design because I'm a big monster movie fan, so I like the heptapods. I really like that opening shot when they came in. I mean, it was in the trailer too when you first see the shell,
Yeah.
which I really liked. I thought the cinematography was really good. As far as particular scenes, I think probably the first time you go in and you see them
Yeah.
was really cool, and I liked it when Jeremy Renner like goofs up and falls in the anti-gravity room.
Yeah, like I
that
said,
was
the things come full circle. Like the cinematography is very beautiful. Like the opening shot was the lake shore from her house.
Yeah.
And then it comes back full circle again later on when she has the flash forward.
Yeah.
With Jeremy Renner in there, and it's like, let's make babies.
You want to make a baby?
Let's do it on this table right now.
Can't eat on that table ever again.
You remember Superman? Hawkeye got to her too. Sloppy seconds. He never misses.
Never misses.
Well, yeah.
You'll never see it coming.
Are you dreaming in their language?
What does it say?
Weapon.
Okay, what didn't you guys like about the movie though?
Slow burn.
Slow burn.
Very slow burn.
Yeah, I think compared to his other movies, even Sicaria's a slow burn, but it kept me intrigued.
There was spurts. Yeah, there was spurts of either a little bit of action or really intense dialogue.
Yeah.
That kept your comprehension in there. This one was like, oh, we found out a little bit about this. This means can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to me, the slow burn parts were the procedural stuff for the military stuff. Like, did we really need like 5 to 10 minutes of them landing, getting the medical checkup, the booster shot, going to the decontamination suits and all that? I was like, I understand that he's trying to do build up, but I was like, these scenes seem pointless.
The only thing that I could say is like this originated from a short story, so I'm guessing he's trying to stay true to the original content, which would be the story Louise.
Yeah,
what she was going through.
That's another thing. This story is less about the alien and First Contact, and it's more about the character Louise.
Yeah,
it was a character-driven movie, which I guess it's fine, but
it was clever. It's new. It's different. It's clever.
The payoff is that basically humanity needs to work together as one.
Yeah, lesson of communication.
Yeah, and they do that by learning the language of the aliens, which helped them perceive time differently. Like when she spoke to the general, the Chinese general, got him to stand down from attacking the aliens. Humanity just in general fears what they don't understand. So,
but now that we have their language, their alphabet. Which I thought was a pretty neat twist too. That was something else I liked. I liked that in the end, like the big weapon the aliens were talking about giving. Turns out it was just their alphabet.
Yeah,
their language. Which I thought was kind of neat.
Like that one alien knew that the bomb was gonna kill him, and he's like, sploosh ink on over the screen.
Like, I'm out.
Now you know the future.
Future.
Features.
I like that they could swim too. Like they could swim through their atmosphere. They didn't necessarily have to walk.
You know what I thought when I first saw them is that I thought they were just hands of something giant.
Yeah, I did too. That was one of my theories because they kept cutting back to the little girl's hands,
and you never saw the top of the heads really. So I was like, is there a larger being?
No,
and he communicates through his hands.
I mean, that'd have been really cool. Actually, that'd have been a pretty kick-ass twist. I think. It's too bad they didn't do that.
I like the fact they were like they hit one left puff and it just faded away.
all the vape gods have left. Going back to what you were saying, I don't know if I could recommend it to watch it, but it is a good movie to, I guess, absorb. Like,
yeah,
to have in your seen movie collection.
I think one-time viewing maybe is worth it.
Yeah.
I think I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it to serious like sci-fi buffs. I think.
You know,
I think sci-fi fans would really enjoy it.
Kind of reminds me of. I mean, the thing that I liked most about this movie is how grounded it is.
This is true.
The way things would proceed if First Contact would happen like this.
Like if it happened
just panic.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just general panic.
It was less fantastical compared to like Independence Day or stuff like that, of course. But it reminds me a lot of Contact with Jodie Foster, where it's about the journey of humanity and questioning our place in the world rather than just blowing stuff up.
That's a good comparable. So would you recommend this movie along with Contact?
Contact, like when I first watched it, I was, I believe I was in high school or middle school. I'm trying to remember. It was mid 2000s. Oh no, mid 1990s. I'm sorry. And it was a really like interesting film, but it let me down because after Independence Day and stuff like that, you're like expecting more.
Yeah, where the aliens at?
But as I've grown up, I actually appreciate it a lot more. Like as far as storytelling and cinematography and acting, it's a great movie. Contact. I don't know if I recommend this over Contact.
Okay.
But I mean, if you watch them side by side, it's a good call. I would say
it's a good marathon call.
Yeah. Aliens that don't explode stuff. Pindus, what would you review this as? Give it a rating as either stay home, read a book, wait for it to stream, or worth the drive to the theater?
I think it's worth the drive to the theater once.
Once. Okay. JD, you?
Can I go half and half on this?
Half and half? How?
I'd wait for it to stream, but I would recommend reading the short story.
So you'd read a book as it loads?
Yeah, as it's buffering.
As it's buffering.
If you get like Sprint PCS or something like that, you have plenty of time.
Me personally, I recommend it to watch in theaters. It's definitely a visually stunning movie and interesting storytelling, especially with the flash forwards and the way they perceive time kind of dialogue with it. But yeah, it's a good watch. I would not own this movie though.
No, I don't think I would.
I would never buy this movie. I definitely would buy Prisoners and Sicario. But other than that. All right, that'll do it for our episode of Review on Wheels. Please check out our previous episodes and stay tuned for more in the future. So, that's it. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Oh, wait. Got 21 hours before they start global war. So how do we clarify their intentions?
I go back in.
How does this feel, War?